Good afternoon from Bristol Airport, ladies and gentlemen. I am so sorry for the delay that has happened and occurred today. No one is more disappointed about it than me, let me tell you. Absolute shambles when equipment that you buy and spend like really, really good money on just dies on you after only being here a few weeks, because that was a replacement for the previous one that did that. So absolutely fuming at that. Nonetheless, let's see if we can get going today. I'm just going to fire up all my various things that tell me whether you're with us, whether in fact you can hear us. So I hope you'll be able to bear with me for just a few more minutes longer. Hello, Lord Darlow. Hopefully you can see and hear me. Oh dear me, now coming out twice. We don't need that, do we? Right, that's better. Okay, so I guess the sound's working as well. I am so sorry, folks. Absolute. I mean, I know I can swear, but I'm not going to just because I can. Because I would unleash a torrent of words not suitable for anybody at this time of day, let alone after the watershed. Anyway, here we are. Live at Bristol Airport, as promised, about 35 minutes late. These things happen. Let's see what we can bring you that kind of justifies the delay today. Hope we find you well. It's a Friday. It's meant to be one of them great days, isn't it? Friday. Now, I'm just going to move my equipment that I've just set up here. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that looks pretty neat. That off. Okay. You can see in here everything says Lord Darlow. Fantastic. Great to have you here. And a few other lurkers, I think, who are on at the minute. Tyler, John Riley and Tyler Hamling. Hiya. Hiya, right back. Sorry we're late. Fun and games today here in the field. Bit windy again, as you can hear. Something on approach, so let's bring that round to you, and then I'll just adjust this noise to make your ears a little bit more protected from that racket. There we are. Whoops. That's better, isn't it? You can see the effects of the wind again on the camera. Got a vastly improved setup here today. But the irony is you'd never know it, would you? Because of the chaos that's been caused. It's gusty up here today. It's beautifully warm. The cold wind that we had previously is not so prevalent, but yeah, the gusts are coming down pretty much. Well, just a little bit across on the runway. I'll show you the windsock in a minute. We've put the ultra stabilisation legs out today on the camera. You imagine those legs you have on a kid's bike. It kind of feels a bit like that. Still a struggle to hold it straight though. It'll float there, that's kind of a good indication of how it's quite unpredictable. Another one on approach in the distance, I can see. Let's just bring you the registration of this one. So bright. The camera really struggles in these conditions. It looks a bit washed out on my monitor. Hope it looks a little bit better for you, but once I zoom in we should be alright. There we are. Tango Victor, EasyJet there. We'll leave the camera on the approaching aircraft, and just while we do that, I just need a second. Just looking at there, right? I just need a second, if you don't mind, just to adjust something here. See if I can turn on our alerts for you as well. Everything loud and clear. Thank you, Breeze147. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Hope you are doing well on this lovely Friday and have a nice Friday lined up and a nice weekend lined up. Okay, right. We're still testing out our new alerts, courtesy of the data we're getting from our friends at Radarbox. So I'm hoping that they'll look pretty good. You won't get them for every flight, although we are working on that. And when you do get the data up, I hope it looks pretty good, pretty useful. Your feedback is always appreciated on it. Oh yeah, look, you can see the wind catching them there as they come over those bumpy fields. Sorry folks. It's quite the zoom we've got going on here. Some context for you. Definitely a wobbly approach on this one. Trouble for that pilot though. Safely down here at Bristol. Welcome to Planecaster, good afternoon. I'm Danny, I'm with you for the next 2 or 3 hours or so. Would have been here at 11:30 if not for a very, very, very troublesome piece of equipment which has got a severe black mark against its name, let me tell you. Whoops, blimey. Just say that wind is like when it hits is stronger than it initially feels like it would be. Do Ryanair have the registrations there? Yeah. DHS. Right, nothing on approach that is apparent to me now. So, in fact, let's leave the. Give you some airfield views there. Yesterday we were given a footage of a band. Blah, blah, blah. Nice one, Lord Darley. Oh, and their game's PC. If it was on the Macs, no chance. I'd be the other way around, Lord Darley. I'm Mac man all the way. I wonder if we'll see any flights to Istanbul due to Man City fans wanting to fly there tomorrow. Manchester to Istanbul must be costing a fortune, so BHX and LHR will be busy. Breeze 147, better late than never. I know, but I make like the amount of times that I'm late to getting on air, and they're all for different reasons. It infuriates me. Never mind. Right, we're just going to wait for our updates to come through here. Annie Ratcliffe, subscribe to your channel. Good morning, Annie. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for joining us live here at Bristol Airport. 11:30 every Friday. Allegedly. When I say allegedly, I'm giving my encoder box the eye. The fierce eye. The sort of eye when you're in trouble with your significant other half. Okay, I just have another thing I need to check, if you will indulge me, folks. These are just the things that I need to do at startup, but once we realised I wasn't transmitting, I didn't actually get them done, so let's just have a look at that one. Now. I am sorry for the long range shaking. I don't think there's much I can do about it. This is your Warsaw to Bristol inbound service with Ryanair, of course. What I'm trying to do is like leave the camera alone, and then it's less shake when we're zoomed in at these distances. It does mean I have to adjust it in a kind of awkward fashion. Anyway, let's get to the point where you can kind of see a bit more context. Last Ryanair was catching quite a few more bumps than this one. This one seems so far reasonably steady. Gets up where I am, as you may hear. Whoops. Lovely job. Right, so if there's anything like last week, we'll have a string of approaches. Although it has to be said that due to the earlier problems we have missed a few of them, which is a bit of a shame, but there's nothing we can do about it now, I guess. We know, by the way, especially with our little delay at the start, that you've just got an amazing array of people you could be watching today on live streams across the internet in UK and various countries. So thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. It's not taken for granted. and I'm really glad you're here. Thank you. Try and make it a good decision for you. There's your Ryanair. Let's grab the reg of that one. EA is pretty crazy today. EMD. Just going to bring you some flight info, but I'm not sure that the info I have that I'm seeing on my preview screen is accurate. I think something must have gone wrong there. So I will not... let's have a look. Yeah, it says it's updated, but it's not. So we'll concentrate on the approach alerts, which hopefully you'll see from time to time. And let's give you some action over here, by the way. Now we're here, now we're on, you won't miss anything, I can promise you that. You're looking at the Bristol to Edinburgh service there, that's a little 319. Echo Zulu Foxtrot Romeo, and I wonder if I can just bring you up some information about that one. Foxtrot Romeo, Echo Zulu. Let's type it in here. Echo Zulu Foxtrot Romeo. Let's find out what this one's been up to recently. Can we have ATC? Tyler, I'll see what I can do. I can't really broadcast it though. That is that's against the law, I'm afraid. I'll put the radio on, but it's I can't really have it in a position where it can be clearly heard. But you might hear some background burbling if you wish. If this is your first stream since you subscribed last week or during the week or anything, welcome along. We're here every Friday from 11:30. The plan normally works, to be fair. Last couple of weeks have been dicey for various reasons, but we're here now, and we're here for about maybe 3.5 hours or so, something like that, depending on the amount of traffic that graces us. Good afternoon, Doros Petses, and a very big thank you for your support since the last time we spoke. Welcome, you are one of our dispatchers now. Like any good dispatcher at the airport, like my, not my friend, because I don't know, but I'm going to say hello to Agatha, who I have spoken to on social media, who is one of the dispatchers at Bristol Airport. But just like Agatha, you have a major responsibility in that you're helping to keep us up on air and on time and doing all the right things. So thank you very much for being a supporter, Doris. I really, really appreciate that. Edinburgh, A319 with EasyJet. I have an extended tripod here, guys, so absolutely anything could happen when I swing round. Definitely continue to need work on my camera technique, don't I? Blimey. Another one on the way. Should be roughly there. Should be in the operative word. Come on now. There it is. It's like, where's Wally, isn't it? Just bring that out a little bit. Right, there we are. Inbound Alicante now. Airbus 321 for you. Allegedly said to be a little bit more tricky on the landings because of the length of them, and also because it's a Neo, the bigger engines catch the wind apparently. I haven't heard that information firsthand though, so don't quote me on it. We'd love to hear from a 321 pilot with any insight, or a 320 pilot who's flown the Neo. For any insight on that would be great. Whoops, little tippy toe there, catching a little bit of warmer air. Or just air in general, but down safely. That's your 321 there from Alicante. Sooner or later, I'm going to get to ride on one of these, hopefully. Looks like an absolutely lovely plane. Always enjoy a ride with EasyJet. Indeed, I'm off on Sunday to Pisa with EasyJet, so I'm looking forward to that. 7 a.m. flight, and then we're back on the Wednesday. About midday, I think. So if any of the Bristol spotters are up here, anybody's listening or watching today, please do, if you manage to catch that flight, please do let me know. I'd love to see a picture or a video of it. I always find that absolutely fascinating. I remember landing at Lanzarote once. The first thing I did is, once I got to the hotels, got on the Wi-Fi, rewound the YouTube live stream from the airport there, and watched the landing back in a Dreamliner we were. Brilliant it was. An overview there. Whoops, there he goes. Trips over the tripod for the first time today. Not the last, I can guarantee you. Nothing on approach at the moment. Let's have a look what you're up to on the chat. John Holdaway, good afternoon. Glad you got the gremlins sorted. Yeah, John. I mean, sat in a field just on the edge of Bristol Airport, trying to program an encoder while using a mobile phone screen in bright sunlight. I have to say that's not ranked among the most fun things I've done this week. But we got there in the end. We're all good. So Lord Darlow, talking about the Max, yeah, yours are 9 years old trying to run Adobe Premiere Pro. Oh yeah, blimey. It's IT's fault. You know, it's always IT's fault. I work in IT and I say it's IT's fault. In fact, I'm a programmer, so you can always blame the programmers because generally you'll be right. So Lord Darlow says, if Man City win tomorrow, I will have seen history in my first treble. Me seeing West Ham win their first European trophy since 1965. Sheffield Wednesday coming from behind to win the playoffs, and Luton. Lord Darlow, my son is a Man City supporter, but not because he's from the area, because he's a typical Glory supporter. I'm sure he won't be very happy at me saying that. He lives in Scotland. Hi Oscar, thank you very much. Kind comments, really appreciate it. I think you're far too kind to me. I am going to have to try and see what we can do about various things concerning just getting the long-range shots a little bit more stabilised, I think, and also the over the heads there. That is not a technique that I have managed to work out successfully yet at all. However, we live and learn. Where do we all stand, by the way, on the absolutely vital aviation matter of the livery for Jet 2? Do we prefer the grey kind of silvery one, which is there? And of course, there isn't another one here that I can show you, but the white livery, which is a little bit more colourful. I think I'm on the latter. I'm not so much a fan of that one. But what do you think? Interested to hear your views. Looks like we've got a departure coming up soon. As you can see, it's covertly hiding behind a bush there. But as soon as it peeps out, we'll bring that to you. Good afternoon, Kevin Turner. Welcome to the show. Hope you're well. It's Bristol to Krakow, which is an A320 Neo. So we get a nice Neo take off over our heads in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So that's good. We like a Neo, definitely my favourite. I don't know if anybody in the EasyJet team is watching today, but I'm interested I imagine it's going to be a 319 or a standard 320 to Pisa, is it, on Sunday morning at 7 o'clock? I'd love to know if you know. But it might be too early to assign the aircraft, I suppose. It does amaze me, actually. You can look at your favourite radar app and you can see a certain aircraft registration is planned like quite a long way in advance with some airlines, but EasyJet are much more kind of flexible, I think. They have to react to whatever's happening at the time, and so you won't always find that their aircraft are planned until much nearer the departure time. Right, I'm just wrestling, while we wait for a little bit more action, I'm just wrestling with various bits of equipment here. Sorry for the noise. I think what we'll do is take that out there. Take that off there. We've got a barrow trolley thing today to carry stuff a bit easier. Trying to use it in an effective way for the iPad. Keeping an eye on the skies, folks, you won't miss anything. Our next departure will be the A320 Neo, which is still hiding behind a bush, I'm afraid. They are talking on the radio at the moment, though, so it looks like we'll be getting underway soon. So John Holdaway says I would have to go with the silver and red. Right, okay. That's one for the silver and the red. Anybody else? For the Jet 2 livery question, is it going to be the silver? Is it going to be the white backgrounded planes? Here comes this departure. Let's have a look at this lovely Neo. Yes, Lord Dolo, I'm off to Pisa on Sunday. I'm actually going to Lucca, which I believe is about an hour and 10 minutes drive away, but yeah, flying into Pisa with EasyJet out of Bristol, bright and early, Sunday morning. Can't wait. Hello to the team in the control tower there. I doubt you're watching. I'm sure you've got better things to do than watch our stream today when you're actually in the thick of the action yourselves, but big up to you all there. I suppose on the on that livery, John, it's definitely, I suppose the darker grey or the light grey, silvery kind of background is more original. I get that, that's for sure. I don't know if one's old and one's new, or they're just running the two of them just to have a bit of variation. Do you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see the Condor livery. A few Condor 321s land here, that would be amazing. It's a shame Thomas Cook bit the bullet, really, otherwise we'd still see those Condors at UK airports. I flew on one from Manchester. Lord Dallow, the 757 looks good in silver and red. I like both liveries. Fair play. Right, that works better that way round, doesn't it? If you're new to us today, and I'm so sorry you're going to hear this, these particular words a lot. If you're new to us today and you're enjoying what you're seeing on the stream, we're here live from Bristol every Friday. Got some plans in the pipeline for another airport as well. And then give us a like on the stream, and if you press the subscribe button, it won't cost you anything. Press the little alert button next to it, but it means you'll get a notification every time we go live, so you won't miss a stream. Again, thank you for joining us today. I know you've got a great choice out there. You're looking at the Krakow service there, which is ambling up gently to the end of the runway to come over our head for a departure on the 09 runway to the east, of course. Silver for me, says Kevin. I think I'm going to be on the wrong side of this argument, aren't I? Looks like we've got another arrival, so let's catch that first for you. Just going to find it in the sky. There it is. Oh, blimey. I've tried to get that volume, by the way, where you can hear me, the sort of blowing of the wind, the popping on the mic isn't too bad. Let me know if it's a problem. I am monitoring on headphones, so I think it's probably a good mix, but if you'd like the other wind turned down, let me know. It does reduce the noise of the aircraft when they come over us as well, though. That's the only downside. This is your Mahon, Minorca, to Bristol service with a silver Jet 2, 737-800. Whoops. I've had to tuck my t-shirt into my jeans because it's flapping around all over the place and I'm worried about a wasp or a bee flying up there. I am now the height of fashion. I definitely am dressing my age, that's for sure. Anybody else would be up here in shorts? Not me. Whoops. Sorry folks, that's indicative of the wind conditions today. Very nicely done for Jet 2 there. In what is so far proving to be the most popular livery in our straw poll, highly scientific. Golf Juliet, Zulu, Bravo, November. In winter you'll see a bit more here, folks. It's these bushes die right down. You've got a lovely view across to the apron on that side of things, which I suppose you'd call the eastern apron. Anyway, we have a departure here to that place that I've forgotten. Krakow. Poland flight here on Uniform Zulu Hotel, 4 years old, A320 Neo. Plenty of radio activity, so I suspect there's more departures to come. And while I have an opportunity, I'm just going to move some of this equipment. I'm testing a new kind of trolley today, which helps me carry stuff here, but it also doubles up as a device to hold my tablet. So what I'll do is put it there. Wonder how long it'll be before it turns off because it's too hot. That's the usual trick of iPads, isn't it? If you know anybody who flies from Bristol or in terms of being a passenger, or you know someone who's a pilot or cabin crew or anybody at the airport who might be interested in the stream, do let them know, won't you? If you don't mind, that would be great. Spread the word as much as we can about the channel. We're trying to become a good asset to the airport, if you will, to Bristol, because it's often overlooked by streamers, and it's nice to have something regular in the diary where we will always catch some Bristol action, and that's the intention. Beautiful day here. Beautiful, beautiful day at Felton Common. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 I count in at the moment. Mike on the Bristol spotters, by the way, Mike Rawlings, I think, took a spectacular picture, I would imagine, from this spot this morning of the Dreamliner departing. Absolutely beautiful shot, lovely colours in it, and if you're interested in seeing that, get yourself over to the Bristol Airport Spotters website, Facebook group, although they do have a website as well you can check out. It's very interesting, actually. Lots of good information on there if you want to spot here. And that picture this morning on the Bristol Airport Spotters group is fab. Really love that. On that subject, let's just do what I was meant to do earlier. Definitely some weird communication difficulties going on here today. I thought initially the problems we were having were internet, but it does seem like there's some 4G difficulties today, and unusually almost full 5G. Now, I don't trust 5G in terms of, not because I'm one of them people, by the way, who's worried about the technology, but I don't trust it because it's very up and down, and what happens is I cannot fix my mobile internet device here to 5G only. I can fix it to 4G only, and that's normally the best for us. We don't need a massively fast signal, we just need it to be reliable and steady, really. That's the kind of conditions we need. So I think something was going on earlier. Anyway, we're here now, that's the main thing, isn't it? Right, what was I going to do? Just taking care of a little bit of admin in a second. I'll come back to the chat, folks. There's a Palmer to Bristol inbound Max 8. That's coming in, I think about 10 minutes or so. Currently over the North Devon, North Somerset coast. Burnham just ahead of it, to give you an idea. Athens to Bristol, the Aegean, is the Airbus A320neo is coming in today, and that's over Portishead as we speak. So that'll be on its way shortly. A couple to look forward to there, and then longer range, a few more on their way, but I'll tell you about them later. Alibi 58, good afternoon, how are you? How you doing? Yeah, Lord Darlow, you're right about the TUI news. It is a bit sad, isn't it? We do have a light aircraft over here. I don't know if we're going to catch it particularly well. Let's just see what we can do, though. Fun to watch in the wind. Yeah, the TUI news is provisional, though, so you never know. They may come to their senses, change your mind, and make sure we still have the opportunity to see that glorious Dreamliner here at the airport. I mean, the other thing, of course, they can do in the summer is fly the Dreamliner on short and mid-haul. I mean, I went to Lanzarote at Gatwick on the Dreamliner, to Morocco as well during the summer months, so they do use them quite well for that, but it's not something I've seen happen from Bristol. Probably demographics and size of bookings perhaps just doesn't match up with what TUI need. I said I'd show you this earlier, didn't I? There's the sock. Zoom out a bit so you can see some context with the runway there. A bit swirly, a bit gusty. What's been happening, Alibi? I've definitely seen you on some other streams this week. There's been some amazing stuff again this week. I know I go on about it, but we're so lucky here. We have such an amazing streaming scene in the UK in particular I'm talking about. I mean, I've spent a lot of time watching the Madeira Airport feed because Roman's feed down there is just brilliant. The dedication that guy puts into that is just amazing. And the technical problems that he has to put up with as well in terms of his equipment. And of course, it's easy for us to pop onto Amazon or your favourite online store and get something delivered very quickly when something goes wrong. But it's not so easy when you live in Madeira. So Roman does a fantastic job over there. So I've been watching a lot of his stream. There was Think Planes from Manchester, Simon Lowe's, Kev Airport Action, and of course Plain Sailing, who we are going to recommend you join after this stream today, as they're on up at Newcastle. So always great stream there from Mark and sometimes Eddie. Tyler John Riley and Tyler Hambling. The news about TUI is they are considering reducing or I think stopping entirely their long haul services from Bristol, but it isn't confirmed yet. That's what I don't even know why they would issue something to say they're thinking about it, but the word on the street was it's a provisional thought. It's not over till it's over, though, and I'm sure we'll continue to see lots of other TUI stuff here at the airport. On that note, by the way, an inbound 737 MAX 8 Golf Tango Uniform Mike Delta. It's a 4-year-old 737 MAX 8 and it's currently at 5,000 feet, so it will be visible to us very, very shortly. It's BY6535. Gotta love that throwback BY flight number for Britannia of old. I remember Britannia flights as well, they were always very logical. 3-digit flight number, like BY 123, and then it was A if you're going outbound and B if you're coming back. That's the way to do it, isn't it? Keep it simple. Ah, there we are. Okay, let's speak of the Devil, or at least the 737 MAX, and it shall appear. I think half the focusing problems are the movement as well. Barbecue and beers later today, says Ali by 58. That is a person there living the dream. I am totally down with that idea. last week we were talking about beers, and I would like to say I got my pint of Madry after we had a great stream, didn't we? And thanks to everybody who joined us last week. It was proper lively, and really, really enjoyed that. So I got home. The customary Friday trip into Wales, by the way, from England into South Wales at that time of day is not fun, let me tell you. But when I eventually got back, and I mean eventually, straight down my local, the Claude, and a delicious cold pint of Madry. Oh my goodness me, it was heaven. Might do the same tonight, actually. That's if we're not in the thunderstorms that are allegedly coming our way. I'm looking nervously in the sky because I'm aware these things can kind of kick off quite quickly, but I think we should be okay during the time of this stream anyway. You're looking at a 737 MAX here from TUI, a MAX 8. I believe there's another approach quite close after this one, which we'll come to. Oh yeah, blimey. Proper blustery now. Sorry, I've told you. Have I told you completely? Yes, no, I am telling you the right thing. Unless it's the Aegean that's just sneaked in here. I'm pretty sure it's the TUI. But it looks like Aegean from here, doesn't it? I'm so sorry, folks. I think it's the Aegean. How did that sneak in there? Let me correct myself. You're looking at an A320neo. From Aegean. This service has come from Athens. We'll be on its way back there as well a little bit later. And I think the next arrival you can expect to see will be that 737 MAX. I must apologise. Here's your registration for this one. It's a tidy wind. All right, a bit closer, there you go. So landing clearance has just been given to next arrival. Just double check that for you. That is the 737 MAX. They did a little loop, that's what happened there. They did a little loop so the Aegean could come in, and they're now looped back round. Mr. Kirby is here. Good afternoon, Simon Kirby, one of our fantastic moderators. Oh, that's not good. Laid up with a bad back. What's going on there, Simon? Sorry to hear that. Hope you've got everything you need and are being looked after. Welcome to the stream, anyway. Tyler John Riley, Tyler Handling, thinking to go to Cancun next year. Well, listen, you won't regret it. What a wonderful place. Absolute wonderful place that is. Let's catch your arrival, folks. It's now visible to me. Stroke of luck, it might even be visible to the camera as well. Let's have a look. Come on, we know you're there. Come on, we know you're there. Let's have a look. About there. There we are. There we are. So today, folks, we've got, like, I don't really know how to describe it, but the tripod's a professional video tripod, so it's got the ability to extend the legs right out, so they go, not in terms of height, but in terms of width. So at the bottom, you can make it very, very kind of like, for want of a better expression, man spreading, tripod spreading. So you can go very, very wide with the legs, as well as going tall if you wish. So we're trying that today, see if it gives me any more stability. But this wind really, probably because of this monitor I've got on the camera, is absolutely flopping it today. Always trying to find better solutions to this type of thing, folks, so bear with me. So Simon, you're off away on Monday. Hope somewhere nice, and I do hope it clears up for you. Plenty of ibuprofen, isn't it? Not that I should be probably giving medical advice on a live stream. Scrub that from the records, Your Honour. Extended little float there has caught some extra air like many of the arrivals have today, but 2E787 down safely. You can see a departure making its way up there, and you'll also see just in a second the Aegean heading for its parking space just coming into view there as it was waiting for that EasyJet to get out of the way. Palma de Mallorca for this 737 MAX. See your registration nice and clearly there. Aircraft that's making its way up has already got its takeoff clearance, so let's position ourselves ready for that. Can't be anything coming in because it's only just got to the top of the runway. Already has clearance. Heidi, hi. Simon, Butlins is a place to go, man. It's like, it is the venue of entertainment now, isn't it? Butlins is nothing like it was when I went in the 80s. It's like it is the place to go. Amazing entertainment and acts are there. Have a great time. I do hope the back sorts itself out for you. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. You're live with Planecaster. We are at Bristol Airport, and you are about to watch a departing Airbus. That is off to Bristol. There's also an arrival on the way, so I do think, given that the inbound Pisa service, which is the flight I'll be on next Wednesday coming back, it's kind of hot on your heels. You have to get a move on, mate. No trouble. You can handle that. We won't dwell on it though, as we'd like to catch this inbound, wouldn't we? So. It's pretty close, as I was saying there. It was not far away. This is the Pisa service. I will be on this Wednesday, on this very flight. Today it's an A320neo, so there is hope. Perhaps we'll get a nice neo. I flipping love being on a neo plane. I was reading today, by the way, that the EasyJet planes have all got the internal Wi-Fi. Now that's not Wi-Fi so you can access the internet, but Wi-Fi gives you access to kind of like a little bit of flight radar or radar box or your favourite app type of data in terms of where you are. You know, like a bit like the moving map. You can get access to that over the Wi-Fi, and you can also access the shop menus. So they're now saving quite a bit of paper. So that's quite exciting, isn't it? Something to do. It's nice to know where you are, as that is always one of the things that's quite missing on short-haul flights with your low-cost carriers. So I hope these people in Pisa have had a good time. That's where I'm off to on Sunday morning at 7. If any of the Bristol spotters are with us today and want to catch that, that would be amazing. And then I'm back on this flight on the Wednesday. Ryanair gets into position for takeoff. We'll catch that for you in a second. I was thinking it would be a little 319, but if it's a 320 or even better a Neo, then lovely. Just short of 2 hours this flight today. Just going to bring you this arrival as well, as it's ready to go shortly. This particular Ryanair is on its way to Alicante. We'd all have a bit of that, wouldn't we? Let's get myself a glass of, a bottle of water ready. Right. Ryanair has cleared takeoff. And there's an aircraft on a 6-mile final as well. So, a little busy period for you here at the airport. What we always love. The one on 6-mile final. Considerably less than 6 miles now, of course. Whoops. Too close, I think. Whoops. Steady now. Come on now. Come on now. We got this. Sorry, folks. Wind playing absolute havoc. Inbound EasyJet just passing Yatton. On their left is in from Lisbon. Whoops. 7-year-old Airbus A320 CEO this time. If you can hear that, folks. Let me turn the mic on properly so you can actually hear what I'm hearing. This is what it's really like. Just to give you an idea, yeah? I'm not going to subject you to that, but oh, blimey. Caning it across here. Just as we pan round here, you'll see a Ryanair, which I think is waiting to depart. Otherwise, it's being very, very antisocial and just sitting there by itself in a huff. I think it's probably the departure scenario. I might be wrong. We'll see. I'm not sure it's the one that just arrived, is it? Plenty of space there in other stands. Yes, it looks like it's on its way somewhere. Right, if you're collecting your registrations, let's have a look at that one. EZPE. EZPE, let's see. Another plane's been cleared to land, so we'll bring that to you as soon as I can see it. Just bear with me. In terms of the one that's just landed, a little bit of information here about it. So Simon just popping in to say hello, and sorry, Ali by 58. Bye for now, Simon. And sorry, God, get it together, Danny. Get it. See you soon, Alibi. Sorry, I'm getting. Talk about a senior moment, honestly. I'll tell you what it was. I got this plane doing this. I was trying to bring up some stats on screen for you, and then there was a bit of extra chat as well. So that's what's going on. Focus, Danny. You've got this. It's definitely going to be one of our unique selling points of the channel, where the host is perpetually confused. I was watching Mark at Plain Sailing Aviation's stream yesterday. You definitely need to subscribe to him, by the way. And he's so in control of the situation. He's even making notes during the stream. He's fantastic. I don't know, he does it. I reckon he must have been a policeman in another life or something, like with all that attention to detail. Fantastic stuff. I barely know my name. Another arrival for you. Alicante to Bristol, this one. Well, we know it's to Bristol anyway. Giving us a little wink there in the sun. It's a Jet 2 service, 737-800. And this one is also the silver livery that we were speaking about earlier. Most people seem to prefer the silver in our straw pole. Lord Darlow, what did you eat? These things are important. We need to know. Sun is beating down here in the UK, so these people arriving back from their destination will not be too upset, I think. Jet to make light work of that. Bit of a blast on the reverse though. And as one Jet 2 comes in, as you can see, another one is leaving. And I think we will see another Ryanair departure in just a second. Grab you the details of that now. That is the Bristol to Béziers service. That one's going on a 737-800 today with Ryanair. The one behind it, the Jet 2, is off to Larnaca, LCA. Cyprus, home to our good friend of the channel, Doris Petsas. Not sure if you're still with us, Doris, but I think you said you were from Cyprus. Is it Paphos or Larnaca that's nearer for you? Nice shot there, look of Jet 2 breaking up the EasyJet party, all the three tails. Honestly, Lord Darlow, I can excel in being confused more than anyone. I wouldn't want to boast or big myself up in any field, but if it's incompetence and general areas of being inept, then that is me. Like I'm hold my beer. Spaghetti, hoops and toast. There you go, Lord Darlow. Fit for a king, sir. Picture was breaking up quite a bit on the Ryanair departure, Danny. Okay, thank you very much, Simon. I've got the monitor here. I'll take a look at it. I am obviously on the same delay that you guys are, so I will have a chance to roll that back and have a look at it in a moment. The first of these departures is on the roll. Ryanair to Béziers, down in France. Again, we're not going to be able to dwell on it, as we have the Jet 2 taking off. Right, that second Ryanair didn't seem to break up too much, Simon, just reviewing that now. So hopefully that was a one-off, but if you see that again, could you let me know? That would be great. And also, are you seeing any pop-ups today for any of the arriving traffic? I know you haven't been here too long actually, but if you do see a pop-up, could you let me know? Because I've definitely got some issues with some of my systems today. So I can't bring you the usual arrival screen and things like that. Larnaca now, Bristol to Larnaca, Bristol, of course it's Bristol, why do I say that? 5 years old this little 737-800 is. Doing any speed, does it? Feels quite low. Follow this one out a little bit, shall we? Thanks for joining us, folks. If you are new to us, if you could press that like and subscribe button, that would be amazing for us. It really does help bring us to the attention of other people who love to watch planes landing and taking off at airports. And if you press that alert button, that will make sure that you find out when we go live on any stream. Generally, it's Fridays at 11:30 a.m. Right, that's not a bad follow, is it? Right, as you can see, beautiful, wonderful day here at Feltham Common. Airport looking still pretty busy. 7 in, I can see. 3 here. 3 there, and there's just another one. Oh yeah, you can see it there. So you can see all 7 really in view there. Let's take you over there though. 8, sorry. The Aegean in a cheeky little position there. Oh my goodness, Lord Darlow, can you imagine me at Heathrow? Can you imagine me, honestly? I would have to do some much better programming than I've done so far as well to keep up with the stats and stuff, wouldn't I? Blimey. None whatsoever, Danny. Okay, I thought that might be the case. Ben, this is honestly amazing. Never did I think I would see a live from Bristol Airport on YouTube. Ben, you're very, very welcome. Welcome to the party. We've been doing this, I suppose, in earnest since February, but various tests. It's been once a week, maybe occasionally twice a week, but only very occasionally, or infrequently. And then, Friday 11:30, you will see live from Bristol Airport. We're here for about 3 hours or so on a Friday. We do a few more exciting things as well with the stream as well as the visuals, but we've got some issues today, which doesn't mean things are not particularly working very well. I think that might be me rushing around trying to get new features in place, because it obviously hasn't worked very well, has it? Weather today, if you're interested, based on the latest METAR. In fact, that's not working either, so it's not the latest METAR. Sorry, folks. I think in the course of trying to get stuff ready for you last night, I've done a classic programmer's error and left the system not working. I thought it was all tested and ready to go, but obviously not, so we'll try and do that for you next week. Normally, if you look back on old shows, Ben, you'll see that we've got some good graphics to accompany various things happening. Ben, are you local to Bristol? Is it your local airport or an airport that's kind of important to you? Love to hear your story there. I know we've got quite a few people who live in the surrounding area or maybe work at the airport or fly frequently out of it. It's like a fairly busy airport at the best of times, particularly in summer. And I'm glad there was an opportunity to bring this, really. So I've obviously broken something in my coding. The encoder broke itself this morning in sympathy and required setting up again from scratch, which was fun from a mobile phone in the middle of a field, but there we are. We got there in the end. I'm glad that we could share some of this with you today. I just wonder if we can break 500 subscribers today, folks. We're at 494. You could even, potentially, if you haven't pressed the subscribe button yet after joining us today, you could be our 500th subscriber. I mean, that's a gold number, isn't it? That's a gold number. I remember we passed 400 on one of our previous streams, probably a couple of weeks ago. So if you fancy it, press that subscribe button, folks, or get onto your friends and get them to press the subscribe button if they like to watch aviation, live aviation from Bristol Airport, that is. Working on an idea for another airport, and I've got to follow that through a bit further before I share any further details, but I cannot wait Ben, yeah, it's brilliant. I always see lives from Manchester and Heathrow, but it's amazing that you're doing it from Bristol. Oh, fantastic, Ben. I'm glad you're enjoying it, glad you're with us, and I hope you tune in regularly. It'd be really nice to chat to you. Simon, I didn't know Butlins was all inclusive. Wow. I did not know that. So Simon, which Butlins are you going to? I assume they're all in the kind of same places. I mean, there's one not that far from here in Minehead, I believe. That's the one I went to. It's the only one I've been to, actually. It was a school trip in 1980. God, I sound so old. 1984 or 1986. I remember learning much about the world on that weekend. Let's just put that. Let's just say that. Oscar Tucker, good watching the pics and the planes take off. Then about 2 minutes later, the planes fly over the house. Oh, that's fantastic. If you want to, if there's a particular flight you want to take a picture of and bung the video over to us on as a comment on YouTube, if you can do that. I think you can do that, or on our Facebook or Twitter or whatever. I'd love that. So you're presumably over in the Bath area, Keynsham, that sort of thing, Oscar. Oh, breaking news, Simon. Simon Kirby says Butlins is all inclusive if you pay for it. Whatever next. Ben, if you love your regional airports, don't forget to check out Plain Sailing Aviation. They are from Newcastle, of which, as you may know, Bristol has a regular flight link with Newcastle. So Mark will be on this afternoon, and there may be some crossover, I'm not sure, but if you like regional airports, Mark's coverage of Newcastle Airport, Newcastle is second to none, and I highly recommend it. Skegness, there you go. Everybody, growing up in Essex, as I did, Skeggy was the place we all wanted to go, and we never did. Just taking a look around, nothing really to bring you in the skies. No trails at the moment. Just having a look, see what's on its way. So Jet 2, silver livery again, Corfu. We can expect that one in about 20 minutes, I think. Maybe 15 minutes, depending on the approach. We've got a Gulfstream G280 just coming over Caerphilly in Wales at the moment. It's not heading directly for us, it's probably not coming here. It's one of those that doesn't have destination available. It is on the descent though, but I think it's probably descending a little bit too late for us. Love Aviation, welcome to the stream. We are having a fantastic day here now that we've solved our gremlins, and we hope that you are having a similarly wonderful day. Fridays can't ever really be that bad, can they? Oh, fantastic, Simon, thank you. Latest Meta is on the chat if you're interested in it there. 15 knots on the wind there, clear visibility effectively. Yeah, nothing there of any. 20. Are they the temperatures? 22. Pull the other one. It's hotter than that, I imagine. If you're looking at our screen, it says 16 at the top. I do apologise, that is out of date. That is because of the technical problems that we've got today with our data feed. But we'll have that sorted for you next week, don't worry. Willsbridge area. Ah, there we are, Oscar. Fantastic. There you go. Skeggy every year since 1985. So, folks, Simon, Kirby and Love Aviation are our fantastic moderators on the channel. They're here primarily for your safety. But if there's anything they can do to assist you, please let them know. No. That's the cabin crew, sorry, wrong announcement. I think we have a runway inspection going on while there's a quiet moment. I must just mention, just if there's any confusion with the delay between the pictures you're seeing here and you're looking at your favourite radar app, such as Radar Box, which I would recommend, of course, you will notice there is a delay on the video pictures compared to what you're seeing on the screen. That is entirely deliberate. We do that as part of a small security measure at the request of the airport. So don't worry, it's not dramatically long, but it's there just because we've been asked to do that, and of course we're very happy to comply. Some action, no doubt, will occur with some of these soon. So on Monday, I built myself a streaming box as opposed to a streaming backpack, which I usually use. And I thought, I'll do it in the box because I can put the lid on, essentially, if it rains, and then we have protection against the rain. But also, I just think, because of how I'm carrying the box here now, it gives me a little bit of flexibility. Like today, we've put we were having some internet problems earlier, so we've moved the internet receiver a little bit higher up, and obviously that helps. So I got here today, and of course nothing worked, and I'm like, all I've done is move stuff from A to B. There's nothing rocket sciencey here. But of course what had happened, the encoder had lost all the vital settings that are needed for our signal to get to my house and then onto the internet, and then unfortunately there's nothing we could do, I'm afraid. Wind gets up again then. Crikey. So that was the reason for our delay this morning. If you joined us early and you didn't see us, I must apologise. Also, what I will say is the encoder has been set up with bare minimum settings, so you probably are not getting our regular picture quality or sound quality that we would expect to bring you. We do like to bring you full HD in 50 frames a second because we like it to be nice and smooth, so apologies if you're not getting that. Ah yes, now Love Aviation has for some time I think been working on a project to start live streaming from his part of the neck of the woods, which is I think it was Manchester, wasn't it? And in that area, so we will firstly, that's a great username change, but also we're wishing you the best of luck with that, and we'll of course give you a shout out, definitely. Love Aviation and Simon, they've both been with us since very early days, so thank you so much. Some inbounds from the look of things. The Corfu service, it's on a 6-year-old 737-800. That is currently turning onto, I reckon in about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute or so, we'll be turning onto finals. We'll catch that arrival for you, currently 4,400 feet. There's also a Guernsey inbound with Orony, that's an ATR 72-600 for today's flight. That's at 8,000 feet at the moment. That's making an adjustment. I'm just trying to work out if that's going to try and squeak in first. I'm not sure if that's possible or not. The Thessaloniki, nailed it, inbound service, which is the Jet 2 with the white livery, the one I prefer. That's on its way very, very soon. Cardiff has just seen a departure to the Kinthos on a 737-800. I think it's going to be too high before I can catch that for you though, folks, before it comes over this way. So, yeah, we'll start to see a bit more activity here. I can see more heading in our direction. Sorry for the lack of on-screen graphics today. I will have that sorted for next week. Sometimes just pays to take a step back with these things, but I've obviously not taken a step further back enough because I managed to leave it not working last night, so apologies for that, folks. Right, let's check the subscribers then. We're trying to pass 500 today. Was 494, still 494, folks, still 494. Can we crack 500 subscribers today on this live stream? It would be amazing if we could. If you are watching us on other channels, by the way, and you're commenting, etc., we won't see that until after the stream due to the nature of the way we push our stream out to multiple sources. Yes, I love Aviation's in Manchester, so he'll be working up some ideas soon and getting some live streams going, and of course we'll be there to support you. Can't wait. The wind had a nice little dying down period, but it's got back up ready for these arrivals that we're going to see. Very considerate. You can expect a bit more bouncy camera shortly. Ain't that the truth, Simon? Let me tell you, Simon, after this morning's problems, I nearly pronounced some excellent combination of swear words. Anyway, got there in the end, didn't we? Oh, I wonder if anything's working today then, on this system I've got. That one, see if that works. Just waiting for the inbound. We'll be catching that for you in just a second. It's just occurred to me as well, if you've watched previous streams, there goes the lid, and you've seen the Bristol bunnies, Bristol Airport bunny selection we've got here. They live in this field just here, ahead of us. I've just realised it's always when we're on outbound, 27 inbounds, because I think the wind blows my scent away, and you know, like rabbits got ultra smell, haven't they? Oh, there we are. At least the graphics work. Okay, there we are. So this one, which is just south of Yatton is Corfu. That was the destination, which means they've had a spectacular takeoff from there, and obviously the appropriate spectacular landing when they arrived. And behind it is Thessaloniki. I think I might have that now. Oops. I've just checked, by the way, we are sending in 1080, so you can make sure your YouTube is showing you in the maximum quality, just in case it's picked at lower resolution. To the wind, blimey. As my father-in-law would say, blinking, blinking, blinking to the weather. My father would probably say something considerably ruder. There's your edge. Right, another one is on the tails. If we get to 500 subscribers, Danny will sing a song for... Good Lord, no. And do a dance. In my other life, I'm a DJ, you see, so I don't have to ever dance unless it's above the waist. What about we going to the beaver by the finger points? Something just popped up. It was the channel name graphics. Oh yeah, that's it. That was intentional, Lord Darlow. Thank you for confirming that. Oh, I'd love to, honestly, Simon. I would love to take the stream to Pisa, but we're not really there long enough. However, look out for shorts because I'm going to have my phone with me and hopefully a window seat on the plane, so I'll try and grab the takeoffs and things. Oh, I think on one of the journeys actually, I think we're not sat by the window, which is a schoolboy error, but there we are. We may also, depending on the time we get to Pisa, have an hour or two to kill because of train times, so if that's possible then you know where I'll be. I think the missus has already accepted that. Right, here's arguably the finest Jet2 livery. Nobody else agrees with me though. Yikes. Again, let me just turn the mic on properly so you can hear what I'm up against here. It's insane. I'll turn it off though because you don't want to be hearing that. Right, time for the helicopters. Seems to be part of the procedure, doesn't it now, for Fridays? We know you've got a great choice of streams today, folks, so thank you very much for joining us today. We are live from Bristol Airport, as we are every Friday, 11:30 a.m. for 3 or so hours. Nice manoeuvre, look at that. Helicopters are such show-offs, aren't they? Right, there we are then. I expect we might see more of them based on previous weeks. Subscribers still at 494, folks. 494. Somebody's going to become our 500th subscriber very soon. To break free, complete with heels, pink top and tights. Do you know the disturbing irony is I'd probably be better at that. Can you make a flight review? Tyler says, yeah, maybe I could do that, couldn't I? Actually, if EasyJet do have the new closed circuit Wi-Fi on board, then I will. Look at that, we nearly missed the propeller. Inbound, the Orkney. If they've got the Wi-Fi on board, the plane that we go on, and I'm told that all the planes have it now, it's not real Wi-Fi, it's not like internet Wi-Fi, but it does enable you to see your position and order stuff, not order stuff, but view the shop menus and things. So I will at least do a little demonstration of that and put it on the channel. And if I've got time to kill at Pisa, I'll go live on the phone if it's a good angle I've got. Especially if I can combine that with the magnificent side activity of enjoying a cold, refreshing Peroni. There's your Orkney arrival. Another one on approach. The plane on approach is Budapest, and that's a 737 MAX 8-200. Ryanair's name for the MAX 8. I believe. However, no one's fooled, because we all know it's a MAX. The inbound flight. This plane is brand new as of March 2023. They've just received their landing clearance. They're currently at 1,100 feet. It's serial number 67,075 of all the Boeing airplanes built. Incredible. Absolutely incredible number when you think what complex machines these are. Kind of glad the subscriber figures aren't moving now, because my punishment for doing that is slightly concerning. Keep a nervous eye on it now. We're okay, still 494. I think I might be safe for at least one more week, Simon and Darlo. There's your MAX arrival from Budapest. Well, let me tell you something, folks. Like in the other weeks of standing here, I'm definitely going to have some colour today after getting back. You'll be pleased to hear I've got my suntan lotion on. All oiled up for safety. Come on now, behave yourself. Try and hold a camera tripod here. Another arrival on the way. Oh, let's just get the reg for that one for you. Brand new, this one. Well, March. Definitely got new plane smell, I would say, still. The wind is catching the inbound by the look of things. Where's that? Belfast, inbound, 7-year-old A320 CEO. This registration is Papa Bravo. So Echo Zulu Papa Bravo. A320 coming in now. EasyJet, of course. Oh my lord. There's some terrible suggestions here. Everybody unsubscribe quick. Honestly, if you think that noise that we had, do you remember when the alarm, the national alarm system on the phones got tested? If you thought that was a bad noise, you ain't heard anything. I only did karaoke once, and I was pleaded with to do it, and I said I'll only have it if I have a sambuca. So the host said, if you do it, I'll buy you a sambuca. So that was a deal done. Nobody ever asked again, funny enough. Lovely arrival there for the EasyJet A320. Crosswind not really presenting too many challenges to any of these pilots, not that they're making it known anyway in the way they're landing. Beautiful. Right. Just grab this reg, I think it was PB, wasn't it? Winglets on that one. So a flurry of activity here at the airport because lots of planes in at the moment. Plenty of departures to bring you. They'll be coming right over the head here, so they'll make for great shots. Don't go anywhere. And if you know anybody who loves watching planes live from airports, particularly Bristol, then get onto them now. I did not get thrown out, Lord Darlow, unusually, but it was certainly, oh my goodness me, yeah, it was certainly dicey. And I'm saying my goodness me because we're edging close to 500 subscribers when I'm going to have to do something ridiculous. 495. Welcome to our 495th subscriber. Let me just see if I've had an email to see whose name it is. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. Doesn't look like I have on this occasion. We did have Annie Ratcliffe subscribe earlier, so welcome to that. Welcome to her. And yep, I think at the moment that we're all steady on 495. Everything's good. All I've got to do is get to about 3 o'clock. Another hour and a bit and we'll be fine. So 25 of you with us at the moment, and I must welcome you to the channel if you've not been here before. I know not everybody chooses to chat, or you might be watching through another media that doesn't enable you to chat very easy like on your telly or whatever, but you're very, very welcome. Very glad to have you here, and I hope you join us again for regular live streams here at Bristol Airport here every Friday. EasyJet land there, look. There is another arrival. It looks light to me, but I might be wrong. Let's just... It's not light at all, is it? Sorry, folks. Are you missing lights, or is it me? What's the trick of the light? Crikey. Sorry folks, you can just see what the wind is doing here. Madness. I can't see navigation lights there, and I thought that when they were landing that they had those lights on, but maybe I'm just dreaming it. Was gentle, that was super gentle landing there. Butter all the way. Big queue to take off now, looks like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Ah, Simon has a Jesus update. Oh. G Echo Zulu, or Golf Echo Zulu Uniform Sierra, of course, is Jesus. It's an EasyJet A320, and it's a bit of a legendary plane amongst plane spotter circles, but we haven't seen it at Bristol since, I think, November 21 or 22. It's probably 22. It's currently on the ground at Manchester, but it's due out to Munich next. No sign of it here today. The registration of this one, by the way, is AJ, Alpha Juliet. 496, what? 496, where did that happen? Oh my goodness. Oh, folks, save yourself, honestly. I'd love you to subscribe, but I'm not sure you want to hear any of my screeching. Again, we don't get the names, I'm afraid. Oh yeah, 496, 496, confirmed, Simon. We have another arrival before we're going to send out the others that are waiting patiently. I'm absolutely loving the chat. Keep it going, folks. Love it. If you're new to the channel, folks, do feel free to interject. You'll find a very, very friendly bunch here. Very friendly and welcoming to everybody. So come on in and join the absolutely vital discussion about. Apparently, I have to do something when do you know what? I will do something when we get to 1,000. 500, I'll do something minor. You'll have to think of some sort of silliness for me. Mind you, 500 is a great milestone, isn't it? We welcome every single one of you who's joined us in the last 4 or 5 months or so, I guess it is. It's a long journey of technical difficulties but we are definitely getting there. If you don't count the first half hour of the show today, that is. Zoom out there in a minute just to free my hand up to tell you that that one there is your Milan inbound, and that's a 737-800, 7 years old. Looks like we'll see another departure now though. And this one's off to Newcastle, so that leads us nicely on to letting you know that I think Plain Sailing Aviation will be on air soon, if not already, and he's transmitting, broadcasting from Newcastle Airport. So maybe we get to play our first game of live streaming tennis, because I am going to serve in Mark's direction, Echo Zulu, Papa Echo. I'm pretty good at the serve. This could be an ace. Simon, no doubt you'll be with on Mark's stream later, if presumably if you've got time. But if anybody is watching this and then watches Mark's stream after, this is a good opportunity to see one taking off on one stream and landing on another, which I think is pretty cool. Does that make me a nerd? Probably. But then doing this probably makes me a nerd, doesn't it? Stick up posters around Bristol saying no 500 subs. I did have a bit of a beef is not the word, I'll tell you in a minute. Let's catch this departure. Right, I'm serving this one to tennis. This is, we're playing aviation tennis. This is my serve from Bristol to Newcastle. We definitely went over the net. That's a good start. I guess now a 45 to 50 minute flight time for that one. So hopefully Mark can bring you the arrival of that in Newcastle, which I imagine will be just as sunny and blustery as it is here today. Next EasyJet departure is on its way to Paris Orly. And after that, there's one to Charles de Gaulle. So both EasyJet, two airports within a very short space of each other in Paris. So this will be quite fun. See who gets in first. Julie Tucker says, brilliant stream today, enjoying it. Well done. Julie, lovely to hear from you. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Ben, busy at the moment? Yep, certainly is, Ben. It has its moments, Bristol, and many times you just get a few quiet spots, that's all. But you know, the good news is I'm here to talk nonsense during those spots. With our buddies on chat, so it's all pretty cool. Right, this EasyJet's on the roll now. First of all, it's the Paris Orly. Behind it is the Charles de Gaulle in a race, although Orly obviously has the advantage here. Fly off the end in an arty-farty fashion. And this one is Charles de Gaulle. I find that hilarious that they're taking off within a few seconds of each other. me Danny just gets drunk on 500 subs. Oh, must I? Must I really? Oh, go on then. Must I have a beer to celebrate? Goodness me. All right, if you insist. If I walk into my local pub and say I've got 500 subs, can I get a free pint? They will hear that as, can I get a free punch? And they won't be talking about a fruit punch. So I'm not sure that's the best plan. The subscriber count stubbornly remains at 496. We are here for about another 50 minutes or so, I think. Can we get that subscriber count up? Can we get it to 500 today? Because that might mean I have 2 pints when I get home instead of 1. Let's stay with that one, shall we, just for a second? Doesn't look like much else happening for a few moments. Let's follow them out to France. Probably no turns, is there? Just keep going. Just keep going straight. Wonderful views over Heathrow Airport, I imagine, or Gatwick perhaps today. Behind me. Looks like the Aegean's on its way out, so let's see if we can bring you a nice shot of that as it's side on to us at the moment. I think it's the Aegean that's talking on the radio anyway. At the moment, Essex boy living in Wales, I'm surprised it's not more. Yeah, Simon, I think I got lucky, to be honest. All right, leave it out. Just wanted a pint. Yeah, I think probably my time in Wales, I've picked up a slight twang on the accent now. I think it might be helping. Right, there is an arrival first. Let's grab that for you. That one. Enfida, this one has come from. Tango Juliet, the registration. Regular A320 CEO, current engine option. I wonder if anybody's still ordering them. And if so, I wonder why. Is the Neo substantially more expensive? Because with the fuel saving, you'd think airlines would play the long game, wouldn't you? And the noise stuff, because as new rules come in, it becomes more expensive for airlines to fly the older planes. I'd be really interested to know that. Right, in that time that Tango Juliet has arrived here, the Aegean has started its way up the runway, so we'll catch that departure for you soon. Also looks like there's a little Eagle plane going up the runway there for a short takeoff. That's your edge. Lots of variety in that photo at the minute, which is nice. The Bristol Dog Chorus is serenading us. Yeah, the missus is Welsh, you're right, Lord Darlow. She smooths it all over. She smooths everything over. It's the things I've got away with, honestly. Right, what am I doing here? Getting myself in a pickle. Live chat, there we are. That little light aircraft is just there, look, folks. Bobbing around nicely in the wind. To get that angle anymore in that, folks. Sorry. Do you know, one of the things, growing up in Essex, one of the things I was told, and the impression that was given to me was like, don't go to Wales, everybody will be horrible to you. Don't go to Scotland, everybody will be horrible to you. And in my experience, in both of those countries, people are just the best people. And it's just like, isn't it really weird how you get told these things and then you end up going there and just have the best time and treated, you know, great. And it's just like, people are really friendly and lovely. So, oh, another arrival, sorry folks. I found that very interesting. Right. We nearly missed this one, sorry folks. And that's ultimately why I made my home in Wales. It's not because the missus is Welsh, but she is. But actually, I met her and she was living in Bristol, ironically. And we lived in Bristol for a while, so no, it's just about Wales, and Cardiff in particular is a wonderful city to live. Absolutely wonderful city. Another Silverjet 2 touches down here at Bristol Airport on runway 09. Easterly operations. It has been for a good few weeks now, which is very, very unusual. I think planes were making the same point the other day. Weather has been very settled, and it's been a while since we've seen our overhead arrivals, but hopefully soon we'll see a wind change. As hopefully soon we don't smell a wind change. There's your registration of that beauty. Almost could see in the window there, couldn't we? Your Aegean is the next departure, your Aegean A320 Neo. Look forward to catching that for you. No, Darlow, they were. Everybody's been super friendly to me before I had any Welsh representation. I highly recommend a trip to Wales. Anybody, come down to South Wales. It's you'll have a great time whether you go to Swansea or Cardiff. Great night out. Very, very good night out. really blasting again, as you can probably hear and feel and see. Well, you'll feel it if you've got a subwoofer, that's for sure. I knew I was going to hit a stop there, folks, because it's gone up at quite the angle again. I think I said yesterday on the plain sailing aviation stream that tripping over the tripod is an essential feature of any regional airport broadcast, and I'm pleased to make sure I comply there with the rules, so can't be bad. Next departure for you is going to be an EasyJet, and this is going to Berlin. And this is a lovely Neo again, so 5 years old this one. It's Uniform Zulu Hotel Charlie is the registration. There she is. Oh yeah, the Wrexham. Wasn't the Wrexham documentary brilliant? I didn't know that Wrexham was sponsored by United Airlines. There's been a good joke doing the rounds, but I'm going to have to try and look up that joke first before I try and recount it, otherwise it will just sound tragic, me trying to deliver it and not remember any of the details. It was about Wrexham and Newport County, about their relative sponsors, I think. Oh my goodness, 497 subscribers. Welcome to our newest subscribers today. I think there's been about 9 of you since we started. Thank you very much. You're very, very welcome. And it's so good to have you here. And I hope that you're enjoying our coverage here of Bristol Airport. My name's Danny. We're here every Friday at 11:30. Love to be able to smash 500 today. That would just be an absolute dream. A real milestone for the channel, as we are here in our pretty early journey, it has to be said. Here comes the Neo. Follow you a second. Doesn't look like there's anything on inbound at the minute. Sorry folks, I don't think I can hold that straight at this angle. I haven't mentioned this for a while folks, but if you're flying from Bristol Airport, don't pay full price for parking. Even the airport don't want you to do that. If you go to the Bristol Airport website, you'll see it will pop up, and just for entering your email address, you will get a 15% off voucher for parking. Were you told to avoid going up north in England as they'd be horrible or completely different? Yep, you're exactly right. And I went up north and miraculously everybody was lovely. It's crazy, isn't it, how regions invent these things just to be a bit grumpy. Yeah, Wrexham's going to be absolutely amazing. Newport is just over the border here. Hey Doris, welcome back. We had a departure earlier. I don't think you're on the stream at the time, but we had a departure earlier to Cyprus, and it was off to Larnaca, and I wondered if Larnaca or Paphos was nearer for you. You may have told us in the past, but I have a terrible memory. So the airport is kind of gradually emptying out. If you have a look now at what we've got. This area, overflow area here, is definitely quiet now. There's your Aurigny that arrived earlier. Ryanair and a Jet 2. Look like they're nose to tail there at that angle, don't they? Ryanair, Jet 2, Jet 2, 2E, Jet 2. And then over here an EasyJet Land 3. Nothing else hidden from you there, just those three. Oh, right, so it's right on the cusp, is it, with Birmingham switching on both directions? Do you know, folks, there's a trail that's come over there. I missed it. Let me see if I can catch it now for you. It's there somewhere. Yikes. This is to the east of us here. It is a struggle to hold those today. Bit of comedy action last Sunday. So one of the shows I'd like to bring you is a trail show. And what I would love to do is bring you a show. Oh, look, there's an arrival. I'll tell you about trail show in a minute. Although, to be honest, I'll probably forget, knowing me. Remind me if I... If not, right, you're out there somewhere. There we are. In the absence of pop-ups today, let me try and retrieve you some info. Courtesy of our lovely friends at Radar Box. This is the Burgess arrival. Burgess. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that one. It's a TUI flight. It's a 737 MAX 8. Lots of MAX action here at Bristol for 2 years now. I'm not sure I've seen that many 737-800s actually. I think I've seen more MAXes. Whoops. Simon, how's your back doing? I hope you've had a chance to take something that's feeling a bit better. Hope you're resting it. That's your TUI service from Burgess has just arrived here at Bristol Airport. Good Good afternoon if you've just joined us. My name's Danny. You're live at Bristol Airport. This is called Planecaster, that's our channel, and primarily we're here from Bristol Airport. That's an arrival. You can see a departure in the background, which will go up to the end of the runway and fly right over our heads, so we'll bring that for you shortly. Before that, let's have a quick look at the registration of this TUI bird. Lovely max engine noise there. The plane isn't barking, that's just some dogs, obviously. Lovely stuff. It's a nice looking plane, that. I am persuaded that I need to go on a 737 MAX. I haven't been on a 737 for so long. Ah, right, so yes, Nicosia, that's right, near Larnaca, 30 minutes from Larnaca. Fantastic, Doris. Or Nicosia, sorry, not Nicosia, what am I saying? Nicosia. Oh yeah, Simon's on the painkillers, sitting in one place and not moving. Just watching us, taking my mind off a little. Thanks for asking. Well, least we can do. I'm sorry that you're suffering there, Simon. You're doing the right thing though, because you need to protect your holiday. So hoping that a few hours off your feet will help. $498 is the subscriber account. If you know someone who hasn't subscribed yet and would like to be subscriber number 500, folks, tell them to get down here. That would be absolutely amazing. Jet 2 departure for you. Few cyclists you can hear in the background having a chit chat, enjoying this lovely day, lovely weather. Right. Another arrival has just appeared. It looks a bit mini. Floater. Plenty of runway for such a small plane. No need to rush. Get it right. Got it right. Brilliant. Lovely stuff. Let me just see if that one was on the radar, folks. That was the... Excuse me, folks. The Barrow Inverness light aircraft that we saw. It seems to be a weekly service. It's a Beech King Air 250 that you're looking at there. 7 years old. Dual engine. That's about all I can tell you about light aircraft. So I'm no expert, I'm afraid. Okay, just looking around. Not too much on approach at the moment. Although we do see we have a Skiathos to Bristol. It's going to be another 737 MAX 8, backing up my point from earlier that TUI seem to be having their Maxes based here now quite a bit, or flying in here quite a bit, more than the 800s, that's for sure. And a host of planes here that look like they'll be departing on their way soon, so plenty to bring you still. It's just gone 2:30. I hope we find you well. Friday afternoon here at Bristol Airport. I've just nearly yanked my headphones off there by getting it caught on a thing. Right, let's catch up with the chat. Get them to subscribe, yeah. Shall I have a word? Some great football chat going on. Yeah, let's have a look. 498 is the figure. Shall I refuse to go off air until we get to 500? All I'm doing is depriving myself of a pint though, aren't I? I mean 500, that's a gold number. Who wants to be our 500th subscriber today, folks? Sorry for the EAs. Here we go then, so a 737 MAX departure on its way. Bring that to you once it makes its way to the end of the runway, starts up its engines and does all of the good stuff it's got to do. Bit of fuel being transported around there, I guess. And then, Sunday morning, it'll be me walking up some of these steps. Onto an EasyJet plane to Pisa. So again, if any of the Bristol spotters are around, it'd be amazing if you caught that flight. I would love a video of that, or a photo if you get time to come down and you can spot in that day. Planecaster, favourite film? My favourite film? Lord Darla, definitely wait till after the watershed. Doros, what's my favourite film? I always forget when somebody puts me, not really putting me on the spot, when somebody asks a question like this, I always give an answer and then immediately wish I'd thought of something else. Give me a few minutes to think about it. I'll definitely address that. Do you know, there's two films I love, right? And this is going to give you a totally skewed connection, like a skewed impression of what I actually enjoy in terms of films, because I most certainly do not enjoy musicals. Let me make this very clear before saying this. But I absolutely love Mamma Mia, and I loved Moulin Rouge. Don't read into that, though. I do not like musicals in general. Not my type of film at all, but I do like those films, but I also like Die Hard, you know, I love action stuff like that. Enjoyed the recent Avatar film, you know, like the new one. I can't think of anything now. Sorry if I haven't mentioned your name and you've popped up on the chat today. Plenty of chat going on, so if I've missed it, do pop up and say hello. We'd love to acknowledge you and welcome you to the channel in person. You're very welcome here, and thank you for joining us today. We're called Planecaster. Please press that subscribe button if you haven't already. Oh my goodness, folks, look at this. Right, you ready? Dun dun dun. 499, can't focus. There we are. Right. Are we going to get to 500 today? Let's hope so. Let's hope we can do it now. We're one away. Thank you to our newest subscriber. I'm going to have a quick look at my email because sometimes I get told who they are, sometimes I don't. I don't know if it's to do with the settings on your account or mine or whatever. But I'd love to know the names of all the subscribers, but I only get a handful of them, so apologies for that. No, I don't have a name. But welcome, anyway. Number 499, you are incredibly welcome here. Dot Brownlow, hello, just found the channel and subscribed. It must be yourself, Dot. Welcome, you are number 499, which is an iconic number. You're very welcome to the channel. I hope you join us for our future streams, which will be on Fridays at 11:30 and going through till 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'm going on till about 3 today because I started late and we had a lot of technical issues at the start, but we're all good now, from what I can see anyway. One more sub. Dot, you've joined us at a slightly quiet time just for a few minutes, but as you will see over here, plenty in the airport that needs to leave the airport to make room for inbounds. So 3 EasyJets here and a whole variety of fun over here, mainly Jet 2 and 2E. That 2E is on its way to depart, so we'll bring you that soon. And that 2E, by the way, is going off to Zakynthos, and it's a 737 MAX 8, also an A320 off to Inverness. And that is going, that's a terrible accent, that is going in a few minutes as well. That's your EasyJet A320 Neo. Inverness. I say it like that because a friend of mine said it. He's not Scottish. He's just hilarious. Looking at arrivals, something's lining up now. Skiathos. It's a 737 MAX 8 from TUI. A 4-year-old plane. It's currently at 2,500 feet. That will be visible to us in just a second. So we will bring you that arrival, and of course the departure as well. Paul Brownlow subscribed to your channel. Paul, have you made it? Okay, so we've had a bit of a flurry. We've just gone straight to 502 from 499. So I don't know who that was, but thank you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely amazing. I am humbled by that. We are now at 502 subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cannot say thank you enough. It means the world, and to know that there's enthusiasm for the content that we are putting out here, for the standing in a field basically, and essentially bringing all this stuff to you. It just makes it all worth it. It really does. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're all very welcome here. Got good plans as well for the future. I've been talking to another airport, actually having discussions with them about something in addition to Bristol, not instead of, and I can't wait to bring you details of that. Just got to sort out some technical details and it'll be fantastic, I'm sure. Right, we're just waiting for this arrival. It's just visible in the sky now. So it'll be 1 TUI in, 1 TUI out. Right, now can we get to 600 today? No, I'm just joking. Let's be reasonable. Thank you to our newest people. We don't get all the names, by the way, so if unless you pop on the chat and tell us, I'd struggle to tell you, I'd struggle to be able to acknowledge you because I don't see your actual names come up, so apologies. 42 likes on the stream, that's fantastic. Yeah, can we get to 50 today? Press that like button, folks, if you've got a second. It doesn't cost anything, but it will make the world of difference to us because every time you do that, it brings our stream to the attention of more people thanks to YouTube's algorithms. And the more streams we have, the more people know that we're doing this from Bristol. As we found today, still people tuning in who had no idea we were doing this. So it is great that news is travelling, and it's all thanks to your kind subscribing and likes. Thank you. Our regular pop-ups, by the way, which we have some stuff that pops up, tells you all the details of the things you're looking at. Not working today. I think I managed to break something last night. However, by next week we'll be up and running. We'll have it all ship-shape in Bristol fashion, or ship-shape in Bristol Airport fashion. Sure, I can hear a plane going over the top of us as well. I'll have a look for that in a second. So that's your 737 MAX 8 in from Skiathos. And in the background you can just see the same blue tail of one that's going out. And that is heading to, let me just keep you in frame, sorry, try and do two things at once here, folks. That's off to Zakynthos, so it's the Greek adventures today for TUI. Skiathos in, Zakynthos out. That departure coming up in just a second. Here's the registration of this one. Woof, 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 indeed. Looks like actually we'll have an arrival first. Let's bring that to you now. Arrival is coming from, oh my goodness, it's that place again. I forgot how to say it. So the arrival is coming from the airport code BZG. And that is as far as we'll go. 737-800 for Ryanair on approach now. Here at Planecaster. Good afternoon. Oh, I keep garrotting myself on that. Sorry for the noise, folks. It's picked up particularly noisy, isn't it? Pretty gentle now, the wind. And that is a textbook touchdown for Ryanair. The wind has been maybe just showing itself on some of the approaches today, but in terms of the touchdowns, apart from a little bit of floating, everything's been lovely. Definitely growing over in terms of the weather. I think this is the start of the cloud that's coming in, followed by the thunderstorms and various stuff that we can expect over the next couple of days. I'll be driving down to Devon tomorrow morning to go and see a customer, so that'll be interesting weather to drive in if it's like they say it's going to be. So the TUI Zakynthos coming very, very shortly. Just waiting for this Ryanair to clear the runway. It's turning on to the approach. But we like these shots, so let's just have a bit more of this. And it'll be a TUI coming over ahead. John Holdaway, I'm away now. Have a good Friday. Sorry, John, that looks like that was ages ago you said that, but have a great day, have a great weekend, and thank you ever so much for joining us. Appreciate you being here, each and every one of you. Thank you. Right, let's just move my lid there before it flies away. This one's off to Zakynthos, one of the Greek islands. Beautiful. These people on board, very excited, waiting for the takeoff, then they can get their drinks round, settle down, enjoy their flight to wonderful Greek islands. Does it make you want to go away? Does it remind you of those good times, you know, when you're on your way? Have a look at TUI, EasyJet, Ryanair, Vueling, they've all, obviously Jet2, Wizz Air, they've all got some great deals at the minute. You'd be quite surprised how cheap it is if you catch it at the right time. Probably not so much if you're travelling with kids, as that always seems to be the point that everybody gets ripped off. If it's holidays, I should say. But yeah, another arrival here, so that was quite tight, wasn't it? Beautifully done. Whoops, there we go. A bird or a helicopter I can see there? What on earth is that? Oh, it's a helicopter, sorry. Do you know, when it was out of focus, I could not work out what I was looking at there. Ready for the cool right turn, or left turn from our perspective. Lovely job. Bit of time just to bring you that registration there as well for the EasyJet that just landed. Golf Yankee. Bit busy there, folks. Sorry I haven't been on the chat. Let me just quick look here now. Bristol to Guernsey, the ATR 72 will be taking off over our heads in a moment. That's a 3-year-old ATR, so it's quite new, isn't it? And in terms of approaches, looks like we've got a couple on their way. We've got a Corfu inbound on a 737 MAX 8 again, and Malaga inbound with Bristol EasyJet. So we'll bring them to you at least. thank you to our new people, new subscribers. It's absolutely fantastic to have you. We were hoping we hit 500 today. We're now at 503, which is absolutely fantastic, and that means the world to have you all here watching with us and enjoying the streams that we bring to you. Bit of arrival again. See, it's never quiet for long here at Bristol, that's for sure. This one is the Malaga inbound. So the 737 that's inbound from Corfu will be next. I think they were perhaps a bit higher despite looking like they were going to be first in line. Just pan out a little bit so I can have a quick look at that. Yeah, the Corfu is just turning on now, just going over Weston-super-Mare. Hello to you. If you're joining us from Weston today, you look up in the sky, you'll see that one. There's EasyJet Europe registration there. Looks like we've got one pushing back just there, look. No, it's the Jet 2, there we are. We'll catch that inbound for you in just a second, folks. Let me just keep an eye on the chat. I do apologise. I think my chat has probably crashed, so let me just restart my end of things here. 30 of you with us at the minute. Thanks for joining us. It's good to have you here. Climbing up Snowdon in a pair of heels. Where did the chat go? Something about having 2 pints. That's great. That's good. Can't really fault that. Look at that. I've missed this takeoff. Sorry, folks. This is the most exciting bit, anyway. These do climb quite steeply, so I won't be able to probably catch that for too long, but let me try and zoom out a bit, which will help. It's about my limit, I'm afraid. Off to Guernsey. Wonderful. That'll be a nice trip for someone. Very nice. Right, okay. Or for some people, even. This is your inbound Corfu service on a 737 MAX 8 from TUI. And you have to take my word for it, because there is definitely a plane there. Bit of fun today, haven't we? Hold on a second. Come on, I can see. There we are. Right, okay. Thank goodness we can manually focus. This type of weather's not great, is it, for this? Thank you for your pronunciation tips, Simon Kirby. Somebody gave me the exact way to say it, Bridoshki or something, but it's not that, is it? It's more complicated. Early suggestion for 1k subs, now we're talking. Perhaps I should be forced to sing an aviation related song in karaoke, because I just would not do karaoke. And no one would know the song, probably. Right. Oof. A strong old gust for the approach. If it's like it is here at that end of the runway, crikey. No trouble for these folks though. Fantastic pilots at TUI and all the wonderful airlines that fly here from Bristol Airport. It's, I would imagine, it's probably known as a reasonably challenging airport. Right, we've got another helicopter up there. But as they essentially all look the same, I think we'll stick with this just for a second and get you the registration, as we like to do here. Tumnah. And here's your bit of helicopter action. Third of the day. When I get home, folks, I always go through the chat and properly review it. It's amazing to see all the interaction and stuff that goes on, and I reckon I only see a fraction of it during the show. So thank you for engaging in that chat, and thank you as ever to our moderators, Simon, Kirby and Love Aviation. Lord Dolo, thank you for your great chat today. Really appreciate it. And all of you who've joined us today. It's just been brilliant having you, especially all the people as well who've just discovered us. It's brand new. Didn't know that was going on from Bristol Airport. Well, it is. And it's us. And we're here. Skydiving? Are you having a laugh, man? Come on. Skinny dipping in the Bristol Channel. That's just a normal weekend for me, Lord Darla. That's absolutely fine. Ain't no one going to pay to watch that on the stream, are they? We'll have to have an 18 rated stream. Bruce has subscribed to our channel 5 minutes ago. Bruce, I think you are number 504. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We stream here live from Bristol Airport every Friday. Plans to do some others in the near future as well. So welcome to the channel. We hope you'll join us future weeks as well. I can see about 1, 2, let's have a look. Just let you see what I can see. 2 departures. I was going to say possibly a third, but I'm just trying to look, and we've got an arrival, so let's bring that to you anyway. Well, I'm just trying to kind of work out when I'm going to exit the stream today, but let's catch these. There's plenty going on at the moment, so let's not waste the opportunities. Folks, if you're looking to somewhere to go when the stream ends, and it won't be too long for me now, can I highly recommend, and I'm not entirely sure if he's on now, I'm hoping he's on about now, it will be Mark from Plain Sailing Aviation, based up at Newcastle. We sent a flight to him earlier, if you recall, which hopefully will have arrived by now. Highly recommend that you join his stream. Really friendly, lovely community, and great fun to talk and engage with, as well as some obviously fantastic aviation action as well. Just type plain sailing aviation into your YouTube and you will find those folks. If you haven't already subscribed to them, please do so, because you will not be disappointed. Newcastle is about the same sort of size as Bristol, so if you like your regional airport action, then you'll be in very familiar ground. Right, at least 2 departures to bring you. Yeah, the heat hazes, isn't it, Simon? It's I'm seeing it here as well, but the brightness of the sun isn't helping my resolution of it, even on my 7-inch screen I've got here. Climbing up Snowdon in a pair of heels. I was going to say something there, but it'll probably get me into trouble, so I shan't say that. Ugh. Right, let's get this takeoff for you, and I think the second one as well, and then I'll be on my way. I hope you've enjoyed the stream today, folks, I really do. It's been a blast as ever. Sorry for our earlier technical problems. If you've been with us from the start, I must apologise. Squeak in another arrival before the departure. Very alarmed about talk about skydiving. Very, very alarmed about that. I think it's at Ryanair coming next from the sound of the radio there. So there's your 2 that are waiting to go, I think. And Ryanair, and is that a Jet 2 or is that I think it's actually a Jet 2, isn't it there? Plus you've got a little one crossing the runway here. Is that going for a quick takeoff? Oh, come on, mate, we're only little. Can't we just go? I think that's what's going on here. I've lost my chat at the moment, folks, so apologies, I can't interact with you. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'll then try quitting the app, actually. .505 subscribers. Another one of you has joined us. Welcome. Very, very welcome. Thanks ever so much for joining us. It's a real pleasure having you here. I'd love to be able to converse with you, but my chat on YouTube is broken at the moment. So I think this is the Barrow and Furness flight from earlier. The one that came in from there anyway, so reasonable to suspect it's going back there. Can't catch you anymore with that, I'm afraid. Due to the way the tripod was set up here. Right, okay. Another arrival. I am honestly going, folks. It's just Bristol decided to get busy, and while they're coming in continuously, I might as well catch them. If you don't mind. I don't mind. Hey, Bruce. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining the channel today. Yeah, Friday action. There's always so much going on Fridays, isn't it? Loads of great streams, and you're right. I think SDTV are also up from LCY very soon. Whoops, there we are. And plain sailing from Newcastle, which is where, if I wasn't getting in a car and having to drive for 2 hours, I'd be tuning into myself, and I highly recommend you do too. The first of our waiting departures is lining up as the EasyJet here rolls out. The EasyJet that just landed is in from Prague. That's one of the W registrations, so Easy Whiskey Yankee, I think that one is, and it's got the winglets there that make it look like a Neo at first glance, but it's not. Okay, we've got an EasyJet after. No, we haven't. Forget EasyJet talk, that's completely wrong. We have a Ryanair. This Ryanair is off to Dublin, and there's a Jet 2 behind it off to Rhodes. Those will be our final two departures of the day. So let's bring these to you now. Oh yeah, Birmingham is live too with airport action, so you've got great choice there. Three streams at least we can recommend for you this afternoon. Some of those will have probably been already on air, and I cannot thank you enough for joining us today, as I know you have got such a great choice of brilliant aviation stream from amazing people across the UK. Okay, Ryanair 737-800 to screen past us here. Looks like we have another arrival for you before. We're here, let's catch it, let's do it, right? Don't want to be there for an arrival, do we? We want to be about there. Where are you? As I always say, folks, I do apologise if you can see it and I can't. It's sometimes a case of the heat haze. Sometimes it's just pure incompetence on my part. But I'm just struggling to see. Is it just... There we go. Right, good. Let's focus that up. Rear engines on this one. This one coming in now is Zurich, I think. Is that Zurich? Yeah, this is Zurich to Bristol. A little bit of crosswind there on the landing, but nothing to worry about. Handled beautifully, of course, like everything we've seen today. Yeah, so that's a Cessna 680 Citation Latitude. Owned by NetJets, this is. So this will presumably, if it slows down in time, turn to its right to the business centre, which is that way. My finger's too zoomed in, isn't it? What I'm trying to do is go that way. Yes, that's right, there it is. I think we'll just capture a glimpse of it in just a second. Final departure that I'm going to bring you today is going to be the road service on a 737-800. Kevin, thanks for coming, and really appreciate your kind words there, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you very much. Take care. There's more queuing up to go now. I reckon there's more arrivals coming in. Well, we've got a bit more battery, so let's enjoy the busier period while we have the opportunity. Definitely a pint in the making tonight, I think. Jojo, welcome to the channel, new subscriber. As I have said to all our other subscribers today, who I may not have mentioned by name, that's because I don't see everybody's name for some reason. I don't know why, but you're just as welcome. But thank you, welcome to the channel. It's a fun approach, isn't it? .507 of you now in the Planecaster family subscribed up. Thank you for that. It means the world. You know, when we started the channel, we didn't know if anybody was going to be interested in live streaming from Bristol Airport at all, and of course it turns out you very much are. So what an absolute thrill to see that number. Thank you, folks. Thank you so much. Ryanair inbound 737 here. It is cleared to land. We've got the battery to bring you the jet to. We've got more battery capacity than this normally, but today due to the problems earlier at the start, we used a bit more than usual, so I'm just hoping I can bring you that Jet 2 departure, which is still waiting patiently up there. Must be getting fed up on there now. Let me just check my battery properly. 19, okay. Can you do a stream the other end? Tyler, I'd love to, but the problem is with the new fence that's gone up for the new solar facility, you're just going to see a lot of fence. You're not going to see anything particularly useful. Plus the time I'm able to get up there normally, there are some other spotters who, of course, first come, first serve, get the spots up there that would give me some views of the approaching planes. So it's actually not a good spot for me, I'm afraid. When I win the lottery and buy myself a cherry picker, I shall park it right there and I'll bring you the best shots you've ever seen, but I'm just waiting on that lottery win at the minute. Okay, folks, here's your final departure of the day. This is the 737-800. Sorry, it's not the final departure of the day from Bristol, of course. There's many more to depart, but it's the final one that you're going to see here at Planecaster today. Before I say goodbye to you and hope you guys go and find some of the most amazing streams that are on at the moment. My recommendation is Plain Sailing Aviation over at Newcastle if you want the same sort of thing. Of course, you've got STTV doing London City, and you've got Kev with Airport Action doing BHX. So that's the beauty, you've got plenty of choice. These folks are off to Rhodes. Hope they have a great time. What a wonderful day. Aye, aye. Thank you very much. Trampling the undergrowth here. Thank you very much for joining us, folks. It's been an absolutely great day here at Bristol Airport. The weather's beautiful. I've topped up my tan, and we have gained loads of new subscribers today, just like we did last week, which is heartening. It is absolutely brilliant. Thank you for joining us. It is really, really appreciated. We love the fact you're here, and we really can't wait to bring you more great streams from this airport and a little something I'm working up in the background for another airport as well. I'll tell you more about that in the future. Keep your eye on the channel. If you haven't pressed that subscribe button today, or the like button, if you could, then it's great. It does us the world of favours and it won't cost you anything. Thank you so much. Back next Friday at 11:30. One more thing again, spotters. If any of the Bristol spotters are watching this and you're around on Sunday, this Sunday the 11th, and you catch the 7 o'clock Pisa departure from EasyJet, I'll be on it and I would love to see the video or the photo. Thanks. Goodbye. Before I go, thank you so much to our mods as well. How rude of me not to say that. Simon Kirby, really hope you